If I told you this was the beginning of a video where I reread all my favorite books, would you believe me? Because it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Berry's Corner. It's Emily here, and today I'm going to be rereading my favorite books. I'm so freaking excited about this video. If you are wondering why I'm in the car, why I'm starting this video off so weird, I don't have time. I'm actually at my college for an internship right now, which is really, really cool, but I'm running around like crazy, so I didn't really have time to film the intro of this video. However, I am so excited. I am currently about to reread The Hating Game. I've read this twice before. I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's my top romance of all time. So let's see if it holds up the third time. Okay, I haven't read it in like over a year, so let's see. But if you don't know what The Hating Game is about, it's about a girl and a guy that have this kind of like work relationship, and they hate each other, but they play this hating game where they try to make each other feel some type of emotion. But a promotion is going up and they're both in the running for it, and so the hating game kind of gets in the way, and oh my gosh, it's so cute. I'm obsessed with the characters in this book. Like, I'm obsessed with the romance. I cannot wait to read it, and I will let you guys know what's going on. But I have to go pick up my friend from the gym, and I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning. Okay, look, it's a mess back there because I just got back from a trip with my internship. So it's been a couple of days, and I'm a third of the way through the hating game, and I'm freaking loving it, guys. I'm so obsessed because the first day that I started reading this book again, rereading this book again, I was distracted and I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I gonna love it as much as the first two times? Because like, I'm distracted. But then after I took a trip and I came back, I'm all for it and I'm obsessed. Josh Templeman has my freaking heart. Lucy is just like my favorite main character. I'm obsessed with her. I usually have at least one character that I don't really like in a book, but I just love all of them. I love all the characters, and I'm definitely going to be watching the movie after I read this book. I'm very excited, but I am about to go to a coffee shop. I'm so excited. I just want to have a chai tea latte, sit down, and read my book, and that is what I'm gonna do. I'm literally loving it. Also, if you want to know where I'm at, oh my gosh, can't speak today. I'm on chapter 11, page 130, and she's currently sick right now, and I love that scene. Love it. It's one of my favorite scenes. We're back. Okay, I'm 2/3 of the way through the hating game. The smaller part is what I have to read, so I'm almost done, and I'm really freaking enjoying it. I'm at the part where they're going to the wedding, and I'm really loving it. I'm really loving it. There's just so much tension. Their whole entire relationship is up in the air right now. Like, it's kind of confusing, but like in the best way possible, and I think that's why I love this book so much. There's just so much tension because both of the characters are such sweet human beings. You know what I mean? Like, I love both of them. I love Lucy. I love Josh. They're so kind to each other, but they're still like, it's like miscommunication in books can go so wrong, and like I hate it most of the time, but in this book it's done so beautifully. Is that so annoying? I don't know, but I'm loving it. I'm so happy. Almost done, and I'm definitely going to be watching the movie after this because I'm freaking obsessed. I finished, and I loved it. I'm obsessed with this book. I will forever be obsessed with this book. I am literally in love with it. 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot tell you how much this book just always gets me in the feels. This and The Love Hypothesis are my absolute favorites. Like, I cannot pick a favorite of those two. And the thing is, I realized that they have really similar tropes. One, Grumpy Sunshine, of course. Two, the main character and the love interest in both books, they work in similar areas, and it's really cool to see them connect on that level but still be complete and total opposites. Like, it's just so amazing, especially since the love interest is so down bad and in love with the main character since the beginning. I love it. And the thing is, the two books are total complete opposites in like a fake dating trope, and this being like a work romance, but just It's so good. I'm so obsessed. And I know you guys are like, Emily, you're rereading your favorite books. Like, of course, you're gonna love it. But that's the thing. Every single time I reread a book that I love, I'm genuinely so filled with fear that I'm not gonna love it the same as the first time. And that's why I'm doing this video. Like, truly, I have this fear that, like, it just won't be the same. And so just finishing it and really just having that relief of, wow, this is my comfort book. I really, really enjoy it. And also having that relief of, oh my gosh, I can, like, recommend this book to you is so freaking amazing to feel. I'm so excited that I finished this book and that I love it again. I'm definitely about to watch the movie right now. But the second book that I'm going to be reading is My Life with the Walter Boys by Ellie Novak. I am way more fearful about this book, one, because I read this book years ago. Also, this was first published on Wattpad, and if you know anything about Wattpad, I hate Wattpad books. I don't hate them, they're definitely guilty pleasure reads, but they are definitely not as good of writing as, you know, The Hating Game. It's also a young YA romance, so I don't know. I'm very, very, very fearful that I won't like it, but let's see. We're back in the same spot, but it's been some time, and I'm actually halfway through this book, and I kind of forgot to tell you what this book is about. So basically, the main character, her family died in a car accident, and so her legal guardian has to take her across the country to Colorado, and she's living with 12 boys, well, 11 boys and one girl that's like a tomboy, so she's completely out of her element. She's trying to kind of navigate this grief, but also it's a YA romance, so it's very, very light. Like, the grief isn't too heavy, so like, I would say trigger warning, but not really at all. Compared to other Wattpad books, I'm actually really, really enjoying it. The writing is a lot better. I've been reading some Wattpad books recently, and it's such a stark contrast. The writing by no means is like great. It's definitely not the best writing, but it is just a guilty pleasure read, and I'm actually really enjoying it. Like other Wattpad books, they really just try to throw all the tropes in your face, and with this one, it kind of does that, but in such a subtle way that it kind of seems cohesive and it makes sense to this story. Again, I'm having that like relief wash over me because this is not like a great book by any means, but it's definitely a guilty pleasure read that I'm happy and enjoying. I'm happy with and enjoying. Oh my gosh, grammar. And I definitely think I'm going to keep this on my shelves for years to come. I don't think it's a 5 out of 5 star read, but I'm just happy to finish it off. I remember not loving the ending, so like let's see how I feel about that now. I finished, and the second half of the book was not as good as I remembered. It was basically just a lot more tropes thrown in, and two brothers fighting over the same girl, of course. And I don't know, it was just a lot more immature, and the ending was fine. Like, I remember hating it before, but it just was whatever. Overall, like, in reality, it's a 3-star book. But it's definitely a guilty pleasure read that I'm going to have on my shelves forever because it genuinely reminds me of my middle school days. I literally can't thank this book enough for getting me into reading when I was younger, and so I will forever be grateful and I'll forever have it on my shelves. But like, it is definitely objectively like bad. So I'm halfway through Shatter Me, and I didn't update you guys before because it looks like I'm not, but I realized that the entire first novella is in this book, like in the back. So I'm literally exactly halfway through and I'm enjoying it. I'm tabbing it. I don't know if you could see that. Can you see it? Sort of. And I'm freaking loving it. Like, I know that Shatter Me is not the best book in the series. I know that it has so many flaws, and I know that Juliet is kind of annoying in this book. However, I'm going into the book knowing that, and like knowing the series is about growth. Juliet just came out of a freaking asylum. She like killed a boy by accident. Like, she's literally been in isolation for 3 years, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's so annoying. Like, why is she so upset? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you mean, why is she so upset? She's literally, like, her whole life is trauma. She is a ball of trauma. But what I love about this series and what I love by the third book is just how Juliet has changed so much. And like, seeing her and Adam meet, and then her and Warner meet, and then seeing Kenji for the first time, it's like the best thing I've ever seen. And just like tabbing the book with the perspective of already like reading it like 6 times is just the best feeling. So overall, is the book like the best? No, but I'm like, I can't. Like, this is my nostalgic read for life. So it's been a bit. It's been about a week, and I finished Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi, and I love this book. There are a lot of flaws with this first book in particular. My favorite out of the series is Ignite Me, and I'm obsessed with the series as a whole, but I do recognize that there are flaws in this book. Juliet is a very annoying main character, and that's honestly how Tahira Mafi made this book to be. This whole series is about growth with Juliet, with Warner, sort of with Adam. And I've said this before, if the first book can only make you see the potential and not actually make you see the greatness, then maybe it's not the best book. But I agree, like, this isn't the best book. But because it has that nostalgic feeling for me, I accept the potential, and when I get to the greatness, it just feels 10 times greater. So I don't remember what I rated this on Goodreads. I think I gave it like a 3.5 stars, but it's just so freaking good, and I love it. I love it so much. So that's the end of the video. I really am glad that I just took the time to reread some books. A lot of bookish people, they just collect a bunch of books and then they never read them more than once. And I really like just taking a second and reading all of your favorite books again. It's just so fun, especially the ones that you haven't read in a while. And yeah, that's the end of the video. So please subscribe, comment down below, do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.